Okay? Is that the last of it? Wow, great. So, can we give them 3 rounds of applause for a great performance for the opening night? Alright. I wish we could... Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. 성숙해 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 약한 여자.
Okay, good evening. Before we start our performance from Korean delegation, JCMK, I'd like to just request you to join our signature campaign. We have a short statement about this. The Korean government should immediately stop the dehumanized deportation of migrant children and protect their human rights. Recently, a 17-year-old undocumented Mongolian migrant teenager was forcibly deported. Although he helped the police by interpreting the investigation of a fight between Korean and Mongolian teenagers. Actually, the fight beginning because of the local Korean teenagers called the Mongolian teenagers as Mongolian bastards, so it broke the fight between two groups. And he was not even involved in the fight, but he was taken to the police station as a reference witness, which resulted revelation of his legal status. Then he was detained with others in the immigration detention and finally handcuffed and deported on October 5th, 2012, this year. So we request to you, each and every one of you, to join this signature campaign. So we call on the government to issue a re-entry permit to a deported Mongolian migrant teenager to return to school and immediately stop the dehumanized forcible deportation policy on migrant children, guarantee the rights of migrant children in law and in practice, especially in line with the UNCRC. So if you find this kind of signature sheet, that you can just add your signature to show your solidarity. And now I just explain a little bit about the song that we are going to sing, which is composed by migrant workers band. They formed the band during the mass crackdown in 2003. So the band name is Stop Crackdown Band. This song title is What We Want. So we will sing in English. So if you know this song, you can follow. Okay.
Migrant traitor! Human rights! Stop! Stop! Crackdown! Stop, 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 crackdown! Stop, 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 crackdown! Stop, 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 crackdown! We are migrants. We want migrant rights. We are migrants. We want migrant rights. Stop, 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 crackdown! Stop, stop, stop. Stop, 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 crackdown. We are migrants. We want migrant rights. We are migrants.
Right. We can join the chanting if you want to.
Stop, 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 crackdown. Stop, 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 crack down. Stop, 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 crack down.
Tujeng! Tujeng is struggle to unite together. Okay, now the global solidarity will be
Come on, come on, come on,
come on, okay, dance, okay. If Ban Ki-moon can do this, then you can do this.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Perhaps we can do this during the rally now. The crackdown issue in Korea is every year they crack down on hundreds of thousands of migrants in Korea, so that's why they're asking for solidarity.
People know this hands. Please, come on, come on, come on.
Oh, I think he will teach you how to dance it. Okay. Okay, thanks so much.
مساء الخير جميعا. يلا Good evening everybody. رح تشوفوا هلا على الفيديو بروجيكتور. You will see now in few minutes الدبكات الفلسطينية. The Palestinian dancing الرقصات الفلسطينية. And the dancing, Palestinian dancing. اللي رغم كل الحروب اللي وقعت على الشعب الفلسطيني. Despite all of the war. ما زال متعلق بأرضه بالفولكلور والتراثي. And in spite of all the war, in spite of all the suffering, we still believe and we still our narrative and our customs and our traditions in our mind, and we'll never give up and we'll never leave it, and we have to save it. والأم عندما تريد أن تغني the mother when she تغني لأطفالها الأغاني الفلسطينية الشعبية. The mother always teaching her kids the Palestinian songs حتى يبقوا دائما متذكرين وطنهم أينما كانوا. She want to keep them all the time remember and their land in their mind. كنا حابين كتير إنه نجيب معنا فرقة فلسطينية حتى تشوفوا الحي يعني أمامكم. We wish if we can bring with us from our land, we can bring a Palestinian dancing group, but unfortunately we didn't have this time and we can't bring it for many reasons. احنا لم نستطيع أن نؤمن دعم لهذه الفرقة لأنه فرقنا الفلسطينية كبيرة وبالتالي تتحمل مصاريف كثيرة. It's very expensive. ونحن لا نملك المال حتى نؤتي بفرقة إلى الفلبين. Okay, we can't, we don't have this ability to bring a big group and bring a big group of Palestinian dancing to here, to Philippines. It's very expensive, that's why we can't. But we try to do something. We want to keep our traditions and our songs and our narrative here. لكن حتشوفوا هلا جزء من الدبكات الفلسطينية والأغاني الفلسطينية. مش رح نحكي كتير لكن بنحب نسمعكم أكثر. Okay, now you will listen. We don't want to talk a lot. Now you will listen. Now we have Palestinian wedding festival. هذا عرس فلسطيني بمخيم اللاجئين في عين الحلوة بلبنان. At عين الحلوة in Lebanon. It's Mr. Salah, his son wedding, which you will enjoy little, and after we have some small song we try to do. يلا. الشاب هو الفلسطيني ابنه صلاح والمرأة هي من الدنمارك قبلت تتزوج واحد لاجئ فلسطيني. The woman, his wife is from Denmark and she agreed and she loved these Palestinian refugees. And she demanded that she wants to have in her wedding in spite of the white wedding, Palestinian clothes. وجابت كل عائلتها على لبنان. and we'll hope next.
الفقرة الثانية لا الفقرة الثانية من اللي بدنا نعرضه هو من احتفال بالجامعة الأمريكية في بيروت. شباب وشابات من الجامعة الأمريكية في بيروت هم كلهم لاجئين ويعرفون كل أنواع الرقص الشعبي الفلسطيني
The next step is student at Beirut University. They are Palestinian refugees and they have some action and some celebration.
This is end folklore Palestinian refugees.
So thank you so much, our Palestinian delegation. Samaria Salah, and then the delegation is a parliamentarian, and then they joined the parliamentarians meeting 4 days ago, and they're continuing their advocacy.
It's good to hear. My name is Claire Edwards. I'm a student at RMIT University. First of all, on behalf of all the RMIT students, we would like to thank Miriam College for hosting such an exciting event, as well as the World Social Forum for this opportunity and for all the participants and the talkers as well. And last of all, we'd also like to thank RMIT University and in particular our course coordinators, Sir Robbie and Mark. So we all feel very grateful to be here, to be experiencing this, and we really hope that one day we'll be able to help form a community of change. So,
Bravo!
So we're also here to give you a sneak peek into our culture and to help you understand what Australia's all about. So the main thing about Australia is cultural diversity. I think that's how you can define our culture, which is why we have a few delegates who are going to come up and tell you all a bit about their migration stories. So if you could please welcome Jess here. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Like Claire said, my name's Jess. I'm part of the RMIT group, and my migration story is that I was born in El Salvador, Central America, and in 1991, my family and I migrated to Australia. And like many migrants, my parents hoped for a better future for their young family, and were also escaping civil war that was really tormenting the country and was becoming quite serious and posed a great threat. So we made the big journey, and thanks to their efforts, and like the efforts of many hard-working migrants, they were able to provide me with a really good education. And it's really great to be here today in Manila with all of you guys, trying to really bring forward human rights for migrants. So now I'm just going to pass it on. And by the way, a few of us in our group can speak Spanish and French, and we'd love to practice with you guys if anyone, speaks that as well. So please come up and help us practice. So now we'll pass it on to the next. Yep.
Okay, hi everyone, my name's Alex. I was born in Australia, but one interesting thing about being Australian is that most of us born in Australia have parents who have migrated. My mum's from England, my dad's from New Zealand, and my great-grandmother was Chinese. So to be Australian is a very interesting concept. And what is the most interesting thing is, for us as Australians, is that our great culture is actually Aboriginal and Indigenous. Now the Indigenous people have a very rich culture full of dance and music. Unfortunately, none of us are able to do that, so probably we can't do the dancing that you've seen from all the other great people. But what we do have is what we would consider a traditional Australian poem by an Australian songwriter called Paul Kelly, and he incorporates Indigenous peoples, Australian peoples of Anglo denomination and social movements. So Amy and Rita are going to read out a few of the verses to give you a bit of an understanding about that context.
And we would sing, but we can't. So sorry. Okay, this is a poem from Paul Kelly, a prominent Australian artist, called From Little Things, Big Things Grow. Gather round, people, let me tell you a story, an 8-year-long story of power and pride. British Lord Vesti and Vincent Lingari were opposite men on opposite sides.
Vesti was fat, with money and muscle. Beef was his business, and broad was his door. Vincent was lean, and spoke very little. He had no bank balance, hard dirt was his floor.
Gurindji were working for nothing but rations, where once they had gathered the wealth of the land. Daily the pressure got tighter and tighter. Gurindji decided they must take a stand.
They packed up their swags and started off walking. At Waddy Creek, they sat themselves down. Now it don't sound like much, but they sure got tongues talking. Back at the homestead and then in the town.
Vesti man said, I'll double your wages, 7 quid a week you'll have in your hand. Vincent said, we're not talking about wages, we're sitting right here till we get our land. Vesti man roared and Vesti man thundered, you don't stand the chance of cinder in snow. Vesti said, if we fail, others are rising.
8 years went by, 8 long years of waiting, till one day a tall stranger appeared in the land. And he came with lawyers, and he came with great ceremony, and through Vincent's fingers he poured a handful of sand. That was the story of Vincent Lingari, but this was a story of something much more. How power and privilege cannot move a people who know where they stand, and they stand in the law.
From little things, big things grow.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now down to me as the final piece of the entourage. Now, this is going to involve a little bit of audience participation, so make sure that you're all paying attention to what we're about to do next. Now, a lot of people think that Australians speak English. You would in fact be wrong, we speak Australian. And a traditional greeting in Australian is, g'day mate, how you going? So what I want from the audience now is to learn a little bit of our culture, a little bit of our language. We'll start with the first bit, and if you can repeat after me. G'day mate.
G'day mate.
How you going?
How you going?
Okay, so now let's put it all together. G'day mate, how you going?
How you going?
Now say it to the person next to you. Let's get friendly. Go. There you go. Brilliant, brilliant. Now we expect to hear that whenever we see you walking through the grounds of Miriam. Now the other thing I wanted to show you was this little gem called Vegemite, and that's something which Australians hold very dear to our hearts. It's a spread that we put on our toast, have for breakfast, do whatever. Has anyone had Vegemite? Put your hands up, high in the air. Now thankfully, for some lucky participants in the audience, we've got some samples up here. So those with their hands up already understand what Vegemite is, so I'd ask you to just be a bit quiet about that. And we're going to get some volunteers from RMIT just over here to come through the audience and pick out some people to come up on stage to try some Vegemite. So come on in. So this is a song called I Come From the Land Down Under. It's got some ripper lyrics. There we go, just over here. No, they're going to have it all at the same time. Line up. We're going to do it.
I've tried Vegemite before and I love it.
Okay, can our volunteers line up along this line, please? Here they come. Here they come. Is Steph from Miriam College up? Yeah. Oh, look at this.
It's really salty, but it's good. Yeah?
And thoughts?
What do you want me to say?
That you love it.
That it's delicious.
What do you want to hear?
That it's amazing.
It is lovely and it's amazing.
Or your honest opinion.
Good. For apero.
Next.
Good. 好味道.
Delicious, he said.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a whole stack of it here, so we'll bring it through the audience, and to get a piece you need to say, "G'day mate, how you going?" And thus concludes our cultural display. Thank you very much.
I like it. You buy it if you want to serve something good and different for cocktails. Come and get it.
It's a good cocktail food, yes.
Good suggestion.
I just want to give you a little insight in what happens when domestic workers go look for work, what really takes place, so that you can see what domestic workers have to go through every day in their life. So I'm going to welcome the domestic workers on the stage, and tonight you will see me in another role. Okay, so watch out. Here we are. Good evening. Can I help you?
Yeah.
Are you looking for a job?
Yeah.
My friend.
Can clean and iron
My friend.
everything? Yeah. How much would you like to be paid? Wow.
You had a big house, big garden, you know. Too much job and time.
Okay.
And
But
tired.
you think it's too much for you?
Yes.
But do you know there's many domestic workers out there that will come and work for?
No. Oh.
No, sorry. No, sorry. Thank you. Bye. Are you looking for a job?
Yes.
Can you clean and iron and everything?
Yes.
Okay, and can I give you two, not one? Yes. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
What's your name?
Lung.
Oh.
你識唔識就馬槍啊？
Rita,
拖地啊？
Okay? Yes. Come. 200. Two. I want this. I want this. Okay. Do you know? See?
Say back.
400.
Okay.
Okay, I am Parisat and now I have idea when I see the drama. I like to inform the union because I see already both of them, they get different salary. So I think it's not justice for domestic helpers. So I will call for our friend to have a meeting today. Come on friend, come on Noon, and come on Rung, how much you get salary? 100 only. Oh, so small. How about you? 400. Also big sushi. So big difference for the weight. So I will call my friend to have a meeting first. Come on, friend. And employer, come on. No, only domestic helper. Okay. Come on. Okay. Yes. Oh. Today I have a meeting and then I want to discuss with you what you have the problem, what your problem, and then we will write down what your problem.
No weekly off.
How about you? Just 300 the wage. Okay, how about you?
I'm under payment and low, working long hours.
So poor, you see another side.
Because no social security, no protection.
Okay, we have many problems about domestic worker in Hong Kong. So what we do, I think I would like you to, if you agree with me, to build a union. Do you agree? So now we will submit the document to the government. We'll see if they agree with us, then we will fight for our rights, okay? Okay, we submit the document for the government.
How are you?
We demand this thing for our friend.
Who are you?
I'm the union, domestic worker union in Hong Kong.
Domestic worker union?
Yes.
Is it there?
Yes.
Then what are your demands?
I demand the wage salary, day off, and about holidays, okay?
Oh, respect, dignity, all those things. What are these? You
Yes.
don't have, you are not paid?
Yes.
You are not paid?
No, I don't like this one. So can you discuss for us to give us justice?
Oh, yeah, really. Then we should call for the employers. Hello, assistant, call the employers. Oh, welcome, employers. How are you? Oh, actually, I have called you because the domestic union has been there and they are demanding for the rights. Right? For the salary and other things. What do you think?
We know about law. We will pay, not law.
Oh, you are paying. Yeah, they are saying that, but it's too low. How much are you paying? $100 for a people? How much more? $400. Oh, is not that too much? 400? Oh, then what do you say? They are demanding for the 400.
But they must be very careful. There's lots of domestic workers looking for jobs. There's millions unemployed. If they want that money, we can go get domestic workers to work for us. We still need 100, 200, that's it.
Oh yeah, then they are saying that you lose it up. No,
Then if they don't give those jobs, then you lose it. No, they are not going to the nation. Then I think you should raise the salary. What do you think?
With her.